Hey there guys, it's Metro and we are back after a long absence. Well, it's really not that been long. It's not been that long. It just feels really long because the whole expansion launch and everything. But I did want to get this done before the expansion launch because I had plans. I wanted to do a lot of stuff with this character and none of it seems to work. So it kind of was very demotivating. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna finish this character. We're gonna get this character to 70. I'll keep, recording it until it's over. And then we are going to go do drag or War Within content. I'm actually very excited for this. I feel like this is gonna be the best expansion ever for like end game leveling content, end game leveling challenges. And it's gonna be because of delves. So we talked a lot about this leading up to the expansion, and now it is finally time. First of all, it is new trading post, so I want to take a look at this. I normally do this on stream, but I can't wait. I want to see what's going on here. So I don't really ever do this as Horde. Who do we talk to? This person. All right. Yeah, so there's this set. This is a really nice set, but I guess I just won't get it because I have Apotheon. Oh, it's Apotheon or Apotheosis. I never know how to say that, but anyway, he's a viewer of the channel. He told me that he's gonna start saving. Oh, look at that guy. He's gonna start saving all his tender for November because November is gonna be the 20th anniversary, and yeah, I think it's a very good bet that it would be likely that they do some big stuff that you might want. Oh. That's amazing looking. It's only 175. We got to get that. That's really good. That's not. It just looks like shit on a Tauren, a lot of this stuff, so it's hard to even pick. Plunder Lord's Radiant Sigil. What is this? Oh, it's the staff. Dude, I can't see anything on this character. That's cool looking, to be honest. We might freeze that. Just in case there's also nothing I want to get next month, because obviously we don't need all of this nothing. We could buy some things. It's a weapon. All right, we can stop with that. Oh, that's good looking. Holy shit. All right, we might buy a few things. Oh, and then there's that. So we're gonna end up spending like most of our stuff anyway, it looks like. But yeah, like if it's not anything crazy. What are those, one-handed swords? Oh, those are... What the fuck? Those are some of the worst looking models I've ever seen. Is that like a recolor or some classic shit? That's worse than most classic shit. What is that nonsense? Okay. Ooh, that's a good color. That's not a good color. The Emerald Drape. Simple copper staff. Oh, I see. It's not showing it because of the totem. That's why it's not showing. It's actually a lot of stuff that people have asked for. This one, not crazy, but we already have these things. So okay, so let's go ahead and get. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna wear these, man. But I feel like I need to get them. Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm ever gonna wear them. That though, I'm definitely getting because that's a really nice color to go with like regular basic transmogs. I like the idea of the dress, but it's not. I don't really play characters that would wear it. If you gave me these options in MoP, I would have went nuts over them because at the time I loved playing a Holy Pally with the dress. Like, a lot of plate gear doesn't have it, It's extremely common for cloth and leather, and then mail has a good amount of them, but plate was very uncommon. And I think to this, well, at least to that day, the only dresses were Old War gear for Paladin and Firelands gear. And I think the Old War gear, the legs were the dress, and for Firelands gear, I gotta get all this stuff. And for Firelands gear, so we get 290 left over, and then obviously we still have the month of tender to get, I guess. What do you get? Another 250. But yeah, I think Firelands gear was the chest, so that kind of made it worse because I couldn't really customize it. Where's it supposed to be? Traveler's log. Yeah, you have 500 more, right? Is that how it works? I'm not really sure, to be honest. But anyway, yeah, all over the place yet again. So let's get back to work here. Dragonflight is a great. This is actually great. If you watched the start of this, I hope you did, because this was really a very fun playthrough, and it's so fun that we're taking this character right into the War Within, because I think that this might be the best leveling challenge I've ever done, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like. I did this with the Marksmanship Hunter too, to be honest. That was also really good, but this is even better because the pet and everything. We are going to convert this character to a full talent build thing with all power. It's going to be just world gearing, and it's going to be through leveling. And another big thing I want to find out here is whether or not, see, this character still doesn't have it, so I highly doubt we're going to be able to do what we wanted to do, which was get that Tauren aesthetic. And it's just because I just don't have time. Like, I really wanted to, but I just don't really care to anymore at this point. So yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to head back to Azurspan. But yeah, I do think that the ranged survival hunter is going to be very fun. And just like we did with the other hunter, it's going to be really engaging to see where a level 70 starts with gear-wise going into the War Within. Because, we're going to have basically no gear. So I'm going to keep anything that we get, hopefully. But we're not going to be wearing it, so I need to make sure I don't do anything stupid. Also, still dark out. Look at that. Because we're on Silverhand. 7:05 in the morning, but I should probably turn rest of experience back on add-ons. I don't remember what we were even doing in the last episode. I'm pretty sure we were. Oh, we did the heritage armor. Yeah, that was actually really, really nice. So even though we already had that, I wanted to do that at least. Talk to Hanu. Alright. But yeah. Unfortunately, the main things we want to do is the Blue Dragonflight questline, and I tested that, right? It's not there. I remember being there, so I don't think that's there. And then, the Tauren one. So unless it pops up at 60, it's just not likely to happen, I guess. Really disappointing with that. That's really sad, to be honest. But I don't know. I guess that's the choice they made, and I don't know why. Because at one point it scaled, and then now it doesn't. Like on the beta, it was scaling. I should have did it on the beta. That's actually probably my biggest regret with leveling challenges in the past few years. Not finishing the Draenei and not going all the way with that character on the beta. Leveling challenges on the beta are usually the most fun because they're wild. Like you get like half working systems, you get things that aren't finished. Like, yeah, the one big example sounds like it was going to be the Blue Dragonflight questline. Although you never know, it might have literally just been that first quest at scale just because it was in this zone, and then as soon as you go to Winter Spring or something like that, because I know that's why I wanted to do it, because I thought it'd be amazing to just travel the world where everything is scaled up. Like, so someday I might try to do this with Chromie time or something like that, because I think it'd be really fun to do those quests. Oh, we're not even doing this right now. I think it would be really fun to do those quests where do we already have this?
Yes.
I think it'd be really fun to do those quests where everything in the world, like you're traveling, all scales. But unfortunately, well, if we don't do it while leveling, it's probably not gonna happen.
To the sea is a celebration for all. If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, this counts for even low level experience as well. Wow. So we got 15 right now from war mode. That's crazy. That's probably because everybody turned war mode off. Everybody turned war mode off because the early access, nobody could, like, they couldn't play in war mode because all the 80s, that's like the one
be
real
honest,
criticism
I
of
can't
early
remember
access.
a time when they were
Literally the one like truest criticism is like you just can't world PvP. You have to turn it off because everybody else is 10 levels higher than you. It's actually kind of fucked up. I didn't even think about that part when they announced that they were going to do that. But here, why is this back on? Why does it want me to stay up there?
Go ahead, friend. You can have the honor of pushing his boat out to sea. For your help protecting Iskara.
How can I help?
You're leaving.
Hopefully this will be nice and quick.
Celebration has only just
We don't
begun.
have the buff for the zone anymore, but we're still getting a lot. Yeah, I'm going to skip this one. We're definitely not going to be killing that guy. Okay, talk to Nilo. You can see the Emerald Dream Tree now. That's cool.
Hello.
But yeah, I like this concept of just like the world being its own leveling challenge, like where you're hindered, you know? It's not going to be like that if you have like a fully geared character, but if you're playing a character like this that isn't really, you know, that doesn't really have any gear. Okay, so we got a neck. We got to start saving gear.
I have many
I don't know what all these T's are. Oh, yeah, we have all those rep things too. I don't know what that is. Fishing gear material. Hang on to the rep stuff, I guess, and start stacking the gear up there. Okay, pick up the large stone in the ground. There's a treasure down here too. One of the hidden ones. Tuskar chest. That one gives 9k experience. Wow. Pretty good. Yeah, we're... Wait, what the hell? We're already halfway through 56. We didn't even start a quest yet. I've heard leveling from 60 to 70 is ultra fast now too. So we'll see how this goes. Probably going to be... I mean, we might finish in this episode, to be honest. I should have said that out of the gate, but... I think there's a good shot at that. Provided nothing crazy happens. I do want to finish it today too if I could. Unfortunately, today's a holiday, so unfortunately I probably won't be able to, but we'll see. Depending on how the day goes, I'm probably only going to have this one episode to record. But yeah, this gameplay here is going to be... I'm eager to see it. I think in Delves it might not be as interesting because it's probably going to end up resulting in Bran just tanking a lot, which is not what I wanted, but see, it's getting dangerous now. Dude, this mob is actually one of the hardest. These are really hard mobs. This whole area is very dangerous, so...
Looks like you could all use some resources.
More resources, huh?
There's a saying for this. Survival of the fittest.
Gotta get re-used to the keybinds. It's been like 2 weeks since I played this character. Probably more than 2 weeks now. No, I think it's like exactly 2 weeks. The expansion came out this day, right? And so yeah, I would have played it these days. But an enormous amount of stuff has happened since then, both IRL and in-game. Kind of shocking. Okay, mysterious crystals. Yeah, we're pretty much, like, I don't think, do we even have any gear on at all? We have a couple. Oh, yeah, no, we actually have a good amount of pieces, right? But however, I haven't decided what I'm actually going to do, but I'm going to stream this on the main channel. Just because there's pretty much no content right now to stream, unfortunately. So, well, usually I would never do, like, leveling content on the main channel, but during launch I gotta prioritize that one. So we're going to stream on the main channel this week. So stay tuned for that. And then, we'll see what happens. I don't know that we'll even get it to 80, but I'm not really gonna like look at it as like a leveling challenge that I plan on finishing. Just gonna be something to do for fun. Definitely want to do delves. Gonna do a lot of delves. I'll probably just add. I can just add it to this playlist too. Okay. But yeah, I'll probably do mostly delves like the first stream, and we'll see how that goes. And if that, you know, either runs its course or isn't fun, what we can do after that is there's a ton of achievements. Like, oh my god, there's so many. I really want to get these achievements for the War Within. A lot of them seem really fun too, like this kind of thing. Be expunged from the city of threads by guards. Yeah, there's a lot of achievements I want to get. But mostly I want to get the delve achievements. Those seem like they'd be really cool. Let's take a look at those. Delves. So we can't do a lot of this yet, but revive Bran after he's fallen unconscious. I imagine we're going to be able to do that when we finally don't play a tank. Brand development. On brand. So we haven't gotten these. I don't know, maybe you just can't get these right now. I'm not really sure why we don't have these. Yeah, basically a lot of these, the stories. Yeah, and then stuff like this. Oh, that's 8 only. Oh, these were all 8 only. Oh, shit. Well, not all of them. There's a lot of good ones, though. Find and open all story chests in Fungal Folly. Why is it 4 out of 5? Does that mean that I've done the delve 4 times and I've done it 4 out of 5 times? Or does that mean I got 4 chests out of the 5? I guess they aren't rare. Or they always spawn or something. I think if we had another quest hub, we probably would have made a lot of progress in this episode, but this feels like it's going really slow. Although we're probably going to ding 57 just from doing the quest, like before we even turn it in. It seems that way. Wish we did a little bit more damage, that's the only thing. But it doesn't really matter because the slow pace is quite fun. And I think most, like, now, like, so in the old days, well, in like the medium days, I have to now clarify that, like, in the mop and onward days, they like started making leveling like a lot more unlike classic, where they're just like leaning into the fact that everybody's just basically pulling like 8 mobs to try to finish a quest ASAP. And so like this area is a good example of that, where there's 20 mobs all within range. But like I think most questing in Dragonflight and now also in the War Within is not like this. So you can easily pull 1 mob. You could do at your leisure, or you could do, you know, at your peril. Which is good because like like if you watched me do it in Mob Remix, it was like there was lots of times when you wouldn't really be able to pull just 1 mob. So this is going to be a good, I think War Within is going to be a great leveling. Like, if you listen to me talk about this during Shadowlands, I pretty much declared that, like, I will never do a max level leveling challenge because usually the gearing is like, and they actually did this, so we'll see, but usually the gearing is like crucial to the fun. Like, it's not fun to go do, say, Shadowlands leveling back then without gear from Legion or BFA. And you know, so taking a leveling challenge, especially one with very limited gearing options, means that you know, it's going to be doubly unfun. Because I don't usually like, another thing that usually stops me is like, you do those quests so many times that like I don't want to keep doing them on leveling challenges. It's nice to explore different quest options. And what happened there? Failed to. There you go. But anyway, yeah, it's nice to like kind of mess around and explore different options, right? But guess what? The War Within's also great with different options. I mean, so is Dragonflight, to be fair. That's why we try to do the Azure span only. I definitely want to try that, like, only Dorn, but people were saying that you'd only get about 77 with it, which isn't really that bad, but not what we're hoping for. These aren't even the right mobs. These spawn watchers have very little health compared to the other type. Stuck on a pebble. We've all been there. Jesse used to say, stuck on inanimate objects. It was like his greatest bane in WoW. Okay. Still need a lot. That didn't give us any. Heart's getting hit hard too. But luckily we got the heal. Getting better about healing him, I think. These guys are just not dangerous, so we just brawl with them. They're a really good kill. Let's go back to the beginning and see if there's another short one. Nope. So that's a 3-pack, but one of them's the spawn watcher. So we'll finish it here. Good. That was what I was hoping to do. Oh wait, what happened? It failed to trap him, I just realized. Was it because he's enraged? I think I don't know. Exhilaration is a fun spell to use. I think without exhilaration, this would be like the biggest challenge. Like if I did this naked, oh my god. Like I said, I really want to do another one of these naked with full power and see the difference. I think it would be really engaging. All right, so we almost hit 57. So let's see how much we get from these three.
Eternal sun guides
So that
us.
dings us very comfortably,
Need a tune-up?
and it doesn't quite get us a half a level. Those three. It's a little speed run strats here because there's apparently 30 seconds RP there. So we go back to where the other RP was,
My tusks will be bigger.
and then head back. Now after that, that gets us halfway through the level at least. And we're back, just in time.
Start your engines.
A new face.
Okay, this is usually the very hard part. Let's see how this plays out. Wait for this to pad away a little bit. I'm gonna kill the pet. They say warlocks are overpowered. Paladins kill the pet. Boom. Boom, pet dead. Exorcism the pet. Good old days. Alright. Definitely trapping. Trap a fellow records. Actually had threat there for a second. Not for long. I didn't stay feigned long enough, it looks like. That's pretty bad. We're gonna need to kite this out, I think. Big sharp teeth. He's still hitting me with that. Oh, we might die here. I'm a pain. Because we still have the other mob. Yeah, these guys are dangerous, man. I don't know what it is. I remember coming to this zone on Dragonflight launch, and it was like all of a sudden I was in danger as a tank. Still not really. Don't think there was anything else remotely dangerous as a fully geared Shadowlands tank. Can we pick this up? I think the heal also contributes to my threat because when I put the heal on, it rips threat on a mob that he's not attacking, and I think that's got to be why. This is gonna take forever, by the way. We've only killed 3 mobs so far. I really want to do like some TBC and Wrath leveling too at some point though. It's been a really long time. I used to fucking hate those zones because, you know, you had to do them every single time. But now I think, you know, since it's been so long, I really want to mess around with that TBC private server thing I've been messing with. That's, I want to get that going. I also want to look into making custom spells on that server now that I'm not using the proxy like I am on the classic one. I've been thinking a lot about it because the War Within professions are so damn good. I really wish there was, you know, my favorite thing about the War Within Professions, and that I really wish I could iterate upon, is the ability to like make the gear more powerful with those like the currency, enchanted currency things. That's got to be my favorite part of it. And that's gonna die. Oh, don't aggro these mobs. Careful. All right, we'll trap them. But yeah, that's got to be my favorite part of it, and I think you could really expand on that for leveling. But it's basically just an endgame feature to turn leveling gear into endgame gear, and then turn endgame gear into the best endgame gear, which is a really good system. I'm not trying to knock that at all, but it could be so. It could be like, yeah, you can do some fun ass shit. This is basically a concept I had from, it honestly makes me want to play my Diablo 2 mod again. I haven't logged on to Diablo in a long time though. I wonder if the recent updates have fucked the mod up. There's a very good possibility they have. But anyway, yeah, I think basically like I came up with this concept a long time ago, and I always wished this concept existed in games. And the best it exists in Classic or in Live WoW right now is crafting. And it is a concept where something you get, like, it's hard to describe it cleanly, but you get something from something that is not immediately useful, but that thing is then used on an item that you really like to make that item way better, or way more interesting at best, or at worst, really. So, for example, in the Diablo game, in the Diablo mod, it's these gems that drop. I think they're spirits. They're like souls, right? That's why I call them souls. It's like, you know, because everything's dead in Diablo, right? You get it? So anyway, yeah, these souls drop. And these souls have like powers that are a fragment of the soul that used to exist, right? Just the RP of it. And so they have a unique power on it. And when they do nothing on their own, but when you use the cube with an item, really any type of item, but I think it's specific to certain things, the gem that you had, the soul that you had, turns the gear into that. It adds that to the gear, okay? So this is a system that if it was in WoW, I would never log off. I'd probably just stop doing Mythic Plus and just do leveling challenges all day. It would make leveling the best it could possibly be. And yeah, it would be so fucking cool, because then, you know, like and I think the way it should work in WoW is it should be if an item drops and it has crit versatility on it, and you don't want the item, you could then scrap it, or like essence sever it or something, whatever you want to RP call it, and you take the crit and versatility from the item and put it on a gem, or, you know, whatever you want to do in WoW, and then that thing has value. And so I tried to do this with the gearing system in TBC by making gear not have any stats on it. Well, I don't think that's true, but every piece, oh yeah, that's right. And we made it so the gear has no stamina on it, but it has, I think, all the other stats, and it has 3 gem sockets. Every single piece of gear has 3 gem sockets. And so this is as close of it doesn't look good visually. It looks really messy when you look at your gear and you have 45 gem slots that are open. But this is as close as it's going to come to this, because it's exactly what I'm trying to do here. And so what I did was I made every item be disenchantable for gems. So instead of getting enchanting materials, you get gems. And you can then use, you know, the gems that you get from disenchanting gear, kind of the same thing. Like, I can't, you know, I guess I could go all the way and make it so, you know, it wouldn't really work. But yeah, like if you know a piece, especially like an epic or something important, drops with certain stats on it, then I could change the disenchanting loop pool. Oh shit. I could change the disenchanting loop pool to make it so, you know, it only disenchants into a new item, a new gem, with the certain stats on it. I could go all the way with that if I really wanted to. And I probably won't, to be honest, but I could. How do we res them? Oh, here. So anyway, I want to try all that out. But yeah, I think, you know, the profession system is actually, I want to try to now add that into the profession system as well. And I don't really know how I would do that, but I think it would be a good thing to do, a good thing to try to do. And in order to do that, so I tried to do this in Classic, but in order to do this, you need to, this is the actual dangerous mob. Let's just wait for this pet class. Those water elementals are really bad. Sidewalker, I like that. But anyway, in order to do that in Classic, you have to do, like, it's a lot of rigmarole. You have to add new spells. Because crafting a piece of gear is technically a spell. And it's in, like, a spell bucket. So you have to add it. I don't even know how to do it, to be honest. I remember trying to do it, but it was real difficult. And then you have to add patterns and places to get it. So the way I was going to try to do it in Classic was there's going to be a vendor. Oh, that's not enough. That basically converts the gear into something else. Like, it's a quest, basically, like, from the game's interface. You make it a quest. You take the piece that you created. Like, for example, I would probably only do it with, like, really good pieces. But, for example, I made, like, Sulfurous, the Hand of Rag or whatever. And now I want to empower that. So I go take, say, a Nexus Crystal, you know, whatever the equivalent wants to be in this game. A Classic. Take that to this quest guy, and he, you know, all you do, the two quest requirements are just bring the gear and bring one Nexus Crystal, and he empowers the gear with something. So you can just make quests like that. And then what I would probably do is, you know, just like in the Diablo mod, like there's so many options. Like the way I made it was like I made like, I think it was like 20 different greater souls. Now I made lesser souls. Oh, we're really fucked. I'm just gonna, yeah, let's just wipe this. This is not going well. These mobs really suck. Anyway, I made lesser souls. Guess we're just gonna have to fight these. And the lesser souls are totally random, and they just put a random thing on every time. But I think it's how I made it is once you get one and it puts that random thing on, the souls will only then put that thing on. And you can only have 5 of that thing. So, like, you might get attack speed for your first lesser soul, and then every time you put a lesser soul in, it's attack speed. Which I like the concept of. But you could also do it where it's 5 random as well. And then that's fully empowered gear. Like, you don't stop gearing once you get the item. You then have to do, you can put gem sockets in it. That's something that a lot of Diablo mods did. That wasn't just my idea. This wasn't just my idea either, but I feel like I fleshed it out substantially. And anyway, I really like the idea of it because it allows you, just like in the crafting profession system in the War Within, it allows you to really focus on one, you know, item that you really want to be the best. And, you know, with the embellishments and, you know, the crafting knowledge and everything, I think it's really, really good. Basically, if I had crafting knowledge in Classic, I would probably never log off. It would be my #1 want. You know, we still want to do that, like, profession-based leveling challenge, which is really, really good. But, honestly, that's just in lieu of... Okay, this is an interrupt, isn't it? Or a heal? There's a heal. I know there's a heal from something. But honestly, yeah, like, the whole... The reason that's the reason I started doing it was because of dragonflights. This is gonna be purgeable, yeah. Ah, it's Briny Ward. That's also purgeable. Oh no. I guess the other thing was the heal, drain water. But yeah, the whole reason I started doing that challenge was because it was like me trying to replicate you wanting to craft one of everything in Dragonflight profession, but in Classic, you know? So that was why it became the leveling challenge it did. I think I explained that in that video, first video of that series.
What can I do for you?
Where, you know, I pretty much said my goal is to craft one of every item, just like you would in Dragonflight. Really good. Really good system, and it really encourages you to explore and care about each crafted item. And now it's doubly as good in the War Within because the work order system for NPCs is really cool. They did an absolutely stellar job with that. All right, this one we're not going to be able. Oh yeah, we are going to because we need to finish the other quest. What is this? We already have this or something. Oh yeah, that was the thing I vendored. I didn't realize it's for a quest or something. Because it's just the add-on just told me I was done with it, but I had it, but I got rid of it. Oh, yeah, it was just fish right here. Oh, the boat's here. I still never properly just like went AFK and saw where all the places are for that. We'll just be finishing the frigid fish quest because the other one is really hard to come by. Hey, did I not have auto loot on anymore? But anyway, go on and on about all this stuff. But yeah, I think it'd be really fun to try to implement it in some way and see how we can make that work. Like I was thinking about also making like a greater gem system, like in the TBC version in the model there. Like I think there's already epic gems like that are regular epic gems from like the raid or something like that. So what I might do is I would make those like maybe twice or maybe 3 times as powerful as they currently are. And that would make it so you can turn in regular gems. You could somehow craft, you know, whether through a quest or actually crafting. You can craft. Stupid. I was going to shoot that mob if I right clicked then. Anyway, yeah, you can take like 5, say, brilliant, whatever the fuck they're called. Just a pure intellect gem and turn it into the epic. So you know, that's how you, because eventually if you were to make this into like a proper game mode, the end game loop would be to just get gems in every slot and then that would be it. That would be how you customize your gear. But you know, there would need to be some stretch goal to it, obviously, because you can't. Yeah, it's gonna be turning that in. I don't even, what's not even there. Oh, it's not the right guy anyway. But yeah, wait, what about the other frigid fish? We turn that one in? Who wants those? Over there, I think, yeah.
Greetings, stranger.
Yeah, anyway, then it would really encourage you to
Oh, what are you?
not just
Waffle Kite leader?
get gems while leveling and then stop.
Mama says my cousin.
Anyway, let's get focused on this. I don't know. I guess we'll just stop. I don't know. I don't want it to go too long, but I kind of wanted to try to finish this today. So I don't know. Like, I have to do some things today, and I don't want to make everybody wait for me. I was thinking, like, if it looked like I was gonna. Best thing about the add-on right there. If it looked like I was gonna be able to finish it, I was gonna just push through it to get it done. But unfortunately, I don't think we are going to be able to finish it today. I mean, we'll see once we get out of that, because that questing hub was really slow, but it was mostly slow because it was difficult. So now that we're on to a regular questing hub, the rest of the zone, it should be a lot better.
Welcome, welcome.
It's really interesting that this experience is for all leveling. I really don't want this, to be honest.
I have many things that might interest you. I look forward to trading again. Your goods are greatly appreciated.
I don't need that quest. I never chose to do that quest. I don't know why. Is that a rep requirement maybe normally? Where can we do that? I have a bunch of world quests again. Alright, so now we gotta fly. Usually you hearth. Oh, we ain't got that. I might actually go and do those quick. Where does it want us to? Want to try your net? Go to the river mouth to the south of Waking Shore. Oh, yeah, okay. That's why. There's two right on top of each other. I feel like we should go do it. So, and, you know, when we started this playthrough, I had some things that were critical to say about warbands, and I don't really think any of that changed. Some new adjustments to my opinion, though. Like, yeah, it sucks for this situation where we've had these reps max for years, kind of thing. If they do make all rep warbandable, like even like old ass rep, that will be kind of good though, I think, because those don't actually have that stretch goal of, you know, keep grinding rep afterwards. It'll make it less, I don't know. See, the thing is though, man, I really enjoy this like insular, like the character is a new fresh start, and I really would like that to continue being true. Like, I hope Blizzard will find a way to make that possible, because it really fucking sucks that like every character I make is now everything done on my account. I know why people want that, but I just think it just totally defeats the spirit of an MMORPG like this. And it really is the #1 reason that I would hate warbands.
Join us, and we can see how your skills are coming along.
Start with this. But yeah, some good on it is obviously that if you want to get rep for your main, you can actually do it on alts now. So, you know, if I wanted to get rep for, say, Hollowfall in the War Within, I could just make my alt the character that I prioritize doing that on. And I could even do it like more aggressively. Like I could have 4 alts, 1 parked in each zone, and they will only log on and do the world quest every two or 3 days, and then that's it. And eventually those characters will get to 80. You know what I mean? Like they're not characters that I need to be at 80, but like, yeah, might as well do it on those characters. And I don't think there's any downfall to this. Now, the only thing I think that might be a downfall is that you're missing Valor, which is kind of the, like, I don't know if you can trade Valor across your account. I don't think so. I don't know. I think we can just check probably. But I don't know. That's the one thing that I would say, like, any currency that is not account-wide but is still needed, that would be the one reason to not do that. But yeah, like, you know, why not? You know what I mean? Like, if your main doesn't need the experience, or, you know, the main doesn't need something other than the rep, and you can get more than just rep, then you should do that. And that's a cool feature. That's a really cool feature. Really a great idea. You guys know me, I love having like multiple reasons to do something. But unfortunately, when you're fully done with something, it then sucks because you can't redo it, from what I could tell. Like, there would be no way to go back to not having rep. This is a weird one. What's going on here? I guess I've gone the wrong way entirely. But yeah, there would be no way around that, I feel like. So it would be unfortunate if that was to stay that way. And I think it's going to stay that way, because I'd imagine I'm one of very, very few people who care about this. But I'm going to need an add-on. Like, okay, I'm going to have to start asking people about this, but like, I need a solution to this, because this is a huge part of leveling challenges, and I wanted it to continue to be a huge part of leveling challenges. And so if I can't track an achievement separately, then I can't, like, that's all out now. You know, I don't have a way of tracking it because the game is telling me I'm finished with it. And I don't, you know what I mean? Like, that's not fair. I don't want that. Like, I didn't ask for that. You know what I mean? It works out in like 75% of the situations, and I think again most people would probably never care one way or the other. But I like it being at least an option, you know what I mean? I want my characters to have that option of, oh, I want to do this achievement a second time. Because there's a lot of fun in doing that. That one what is that? Frozen steaks? Oh, it's a fishing quest, isn't it? Let's go do that too quick. What about rares like that guy? Can't remember. Go, 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 come on. Get up there, Pat. Got the bloodlust spell, we never really use it, might as well. Oh, he is getting fucking hammered. Oh, and he just... Oh, I remember trying to do this on another... Oh, yeah, it's not gonna work. The guy won't leave the room for some reason. Like, what the hell? Thanks anyway. Anyway, but yeah, to be honest, like, I'm probably just being, like... I'm just, like, kind of whining at this point. Like, I don't know how else to put it. Like, I'll probably never do an achievement twice and be worried about doing it twice. It's just kind of nice. Like, the big one is the Sojourner. Like, now I don't know for sure if I have finished the zone. You know what I mean? Like, without Sojourner, I can't be sure that I finished the zone. Like, I need some way to tell me if that's... Like, that was the way I relied on it, and maybe that was the bad way in the whole time. But, like, that's how it was. And so now without it, it's like, I don't... How do I know? Like, what? I guess just look on the map, right? Like, so what you can do now is... It's a lot of shit here. What the hell? It would be here. Warband completed quests. Well, that's not working either, I guess, because there's nothing at all on the map. Low-level quests? Maybe it just doesn't work in old zones. Which is definitely unfortunate. I don't know. But yeah, there's basically just a lot of achievements that I would use to track different progression points. I thought this was a fishing quest, but no, it's not. It just takes place in a fishing area. I'll still do it. But the other thing is the world quests only give their rep reward once, and really all quests only give their rep reward once. Now, since it's all account-wide, I think most people would just say, I don't give a fuck about that because I'm already max rank. Like, I'm already fully repped anyway, so I don't need rep on the alts, right? And again, like, yeah, that's probably how 90% of people would interface from it. But again, for me, I like that kind of, you know, extra layer of reward, even though I don't plan on ever doing anything with the rep. It's kind of weird to have world quests give nothing. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? It gives fucking 30 gold, or what's this gonna give? Well, that's different because that's a piece of gear, but like, it's something that this all is never gonna need anyway. So I would, you know, just give me rep too. Like, it's just a good feeling. I think it's just the brain is like satisfied by getting these extra things, you know. They don't have to be super important things, but it's just getting 4 things instead of 3 things is a better feeling in my eyes. So now it's like, and the only reason I'm commenting on this is because I logged on my paladin and I was like, holy shit, look at all the world quests. It's like, oh, right, but I don't need anything from them. Like, they're just worse than regular quests experience-wise, and they don't give me rep, and they don't give me gear. And I never checked if the Valor... Hey, let me check if the Valor can be traded. Because if so, then that would be probably overpowered. Oh, we can't look at it yet? Really? That's stupid. But yeah, it probably can't be traded. We're gonna assume, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say it probably pretty confidently here that it's not gonna be tradable. Because then at that point, now that's what I always feared about account wide, and why I said they would never make everything account wide. And they didn't. They didn't do what I feared, but because then the best way to gear your main, like, you know how when you are in the beginning of a first season, right, and there's a lot of gear you need, but you know, you can only get so many weekly vaults, or you can only get so many items crafted, or, you know, there's like a little bit of a limitation on that. Or there's like one really, really easy item that you could get, but then after that it becomes a grind, you know, that kind of feeling. I can go kill the first boss. Like, I remember saying this in Nyalotha, because people would constantly bring this up in BFA. In Nyalotha, the first boss was a total pushover. But the next two, and then the second boss was a total pushover, but then Maut was really, really hard. So it wasn't even that way. Rathian was hard, but the second boss was like a joke. So if you can kill Rathian, you can kill 2 mythic bosses in any group. And so a lot of people were saying, like, oh, you know, this sucks having to farm these 2 bosses on 8 characters. It's like, but if you know, if you could just trade the gear across your character, then all of a sudden the best way to gear your character would be to farm that boss on 8 characters. You know what I mean? Like, now you're really leaning into it. Because in order to gear your main, you would be able to get infinite kills of that boss on every ult. And then you would take the gear you got from the ult and send it to your main. And so now ults would be an army, and people say this army of ults all the time. The army of ults would now be simply for the glory of the main. You know what I mean? So, and then all these people doing the split rating, like, that's why they're doing it. Because they want to funnel the gear. And so now, you know what I mean? Like, we already see this degenerate kind of bad, I wouldn't say degenerate, but like, definitely not the way it should be gameplay. It's already happening, and the game isn't even fully account wide. So I think that, you know, if they ever make everything account wide, and this is why we got on this topic, because of Valor. If Valor is account wide, then the best way to get Valor is to go do all the world quests on alts and send that Valor to your main. Or whatever, you know. I don't know. That's just something that could happen. It's probably not a concern with Valor, but something that could happen, where these currencies and these things are important, but you have a limited amount of them you can get. And yeah, there's no way, because there's caps and shit, right? Like, yeah, there'd be no way that those kind of currencies could be traded. That's like it's a banner. I can't fly through that.
But I feel something still is
Whoa, what is this?
true power from
Wait,
emerging.
hold on. Did you see what just happened?
Perhaps it has enough
This
power
is the-
to do one.
Wait.
Vakros is connected to the major ley lines in Azure Span.
No, it's not. I thought I saw the Blue Dragon quest pop up. I swear I saw it.
She has made her choice.
Dude, I swear I saw it.
No, you do not.
Is it because he's doing it? I'm waiting here, because I think it might be because his RP is going on right now.
You hesitate at the thought of fighting any more of your own kind.
I swear I saw it. Do I have it? Maybe I accidentally picked it up already.
Twice.
Looks like you could all use some
No.
resources. There's a saying.
Wait, I never got the
for
last
this.
box.
Survival.
Does it
of
just
the
despawn, I guess?
Do not make my mistake, young one. There can be no mercy.
I feel like
Justice.
I've never paid attention to
Remember
this
that.
cutscene,
Thank
so
you, Sindragosa. I will.
I thought maybe that was it, part of it. He's gonna fly away now.
I hope you truly do, my dear.
I never really paid attention to that lore. I really should have listened to it. He's just gone from here now? Maybe that's why we couldn't pick it up. Just try like leaving and coming back. This was the #1 thing I wanted, and honestly, if I can get it, I would stop. All the plans would go out the window, but yeah, unfortunately. Looks like you gotta be max level to do it, which really sucks. So I guess we won't do it until War Within is over, and then everything scales to 80, because then this quest line can be still done in Chromie time. See, my goal is to just simply do this in Chromie time. Because I think it'd be, I don't know how it even plays out, but I know it takes place in like all different areas of the world. So I think it would be really fun to, wait, whatever. Oh. Yeah, we're good on that part. Oh, but we're not even going there yet. We got the Sojourner quest to do, I forgot. See, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't know that. I still had the quest to do. Well, that's a bad example, but I think my point's been made. I think it's clear. But honestly, it does clean up a lot of the other weird problems, like getting the Explorer as your span every single time you play a character. It's like, all right, like, you know what I mean? It's pointless. It's not. There's nothing to gain from getting it. It's not a fun achievement to get. So it can be looked at as positive as well in that way. But in reality, I just don't like it at the end of the day. So I wish there was an option. I don't know. You know, Blizzard used to be all about having the option to do different things. And that's changed somehow. At least with warbands. It's just, the tech is just too hard, I think. Like, it's, they don't really have the luxury of it, I guess. You can't turn it off once you make this happen, I'm sure. So it's an unfortunate situation that we got ourselves in here. By the way, listen to the fucking music, though. Doran's awesome, but this music's still the king. I hate to tell you, Doran. You got that B music. That music that plays in some of the areas is like right out of the Shire. It's really, really good, but this is the best music. And this is why you do Sojourner as your span. Because this music doesn't really play unless you do it. If you only do the campaign, you never hear this music, I don't think, once. Okay, so we hit 60. Did anything change? I imagine not. But what about like up here? I still don't know what that quest is. But I should try to check this out. Because I would still like to do that Tauren questline. That should give experience too, right? Like, I don't know what it is, but that was another thing I was hoping for, was like actually level this way. Like, you can go level in Suramar. And Suramar is really a great example of it now. Oh shit. Suramar is a really, oh no, I missed. Suramar is a really good example of it now, because you can get like 30 levels in Suramar now. So that's what it'll look like five expansions from now, basically. I'd finally be able to do these quests. Oh, I love this music. This really was the playthrough of great music, because we got to hear the amazing Tauren music as well. Wum bum, wum bum bum, wum. I would mute this music, but that's a fist weapon. We can't use that. BOE though. Also, another thing I was thinking about. A magic find stat in WoW. I know it's stupid, but you know, it'd be really cool to be able to gear for having more BOEs, especially in the concept of me being able to disenchant the greens for some power, you know, because then all of a sudden it becomes really like practical to get a lot of greens, and you might want to, you know, have a set of gear that helps you grind out gear to disenchant. And this is all stuff that I also have in the Diablo mod. Like, For example, if you get like, I don't know what they're even called. It's like a legendary equivalent. Is that what they're called in that game? I think that might be it. But it's like the highest tier of gear. It's like a golden color. If you get one of those, you can scrap it. I have like a disenchanting system in that mod too. You buy something that allows you to disenchant it. A hammer. It's like really expensive, but it'll allow you to disenchant it. And when you disenchant it, you get something that then can be used to create a gem, like a soul or whatever, the greater soul. So it's stuff like that that, like, I think really that circular, like, no matter what you get, it has some kind of value. I love this is like core as fuck to Diablo 2, like re-rolling. If you have 3 of something, you can re-roll it into something else. Or if you have 3 of something, you could boost it up to the next level. Like I don't know if you can do these things in the baseline Diablo, but it's like every Diablo mod that I've ever looked at has these kind of things. Like for example, you can take runes, like for the rune words or whatever, and you can turn 3 of rune number 1 into 1 of rune number 2 kind of thing. This could easily be done in WoW too, like, and then re-rolling them as well, like taking 3 of something you don't want, scrapping it, and getting some, like, another thing. This could easily be done in a while. Oops. I think the mob can't attack me if I'm far, so he has to attack the pet by default. Oh my god. Oh, really? Oh my god. How about we just feign? Okay, that's gonna aggro, like, no matter what it looks like. Oh, he's just kind of standing there walking not too close. Watching us. What are those fools doing? Fighting my bigger brother? Don't they know he's the strongest worm in the lands? Okay, that doesn't aggro the other one. Are they independent of each other? That's funny. But yeah, like, think about like how looting works right now, right? And this could be done in all systems. Like, I know I'm mostly focused on leveling with this, and that's why it'll never happen. Because it really would be a thing for just world content. Really, we're talking about this, dude. It doesn't even fucking matter. Mop Remix did it best, okay? Mop Remix did it best. I can't do it better than Mop Remix. I could try, and I have different ideas than Mop Remix did, but it doesn't matter because like they have the tech to do it properly. So there's not going to be anything better than Mop Remix. And you saw how fun it was to level characters in Mop Remix. I think a lot of people didn't enjoy it because all they care about is like the end goal of getting to max level. But it doesn't really matter because gearing is inexorably connected. You can upgrade gear from level 1 to max level. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, right? That's all we need. Just a system like that, okay? But anyway, what I'm talking about, just like in Mop Remix, can work in all assets of the game. And so imagine you're doing Mythic Plus, right? We're 10 weeks into the season. There's not been a single item you needed from the completed Mythic Plus ever. Really ever. But let's just say, you know, for 9 weeks, right? Oh, no, not again. We don't need this guy. Yeah. And so nothing can come. Not a thing can come from this. But in my version of the system, if you get 3 pairs of boots, you could re-roll them. Or I guess, you know, that may not work, but one way or the other, you can recycle the gear into something you do need. And so then all of a sudden, you can use all of this farming of Mythic Plus you're doing to actually get gear as a long-term goal. What does that sound like? Sounds like Titan Forging, right? And that's why that system worked so well, because it gave you the possibility, albeit rarely, to still get some value out of content that you've done thousands of times already, kind of thing, you know? And this is what I'm seeking to replace. And everybody talks about like deterministic. Okay, well, guess what? This is the best case scenario because there's RNG in the fact that the gear has to drop. But then it's deterministic after that because once you have it, you get to choose what you do with it. And so it would allow you to, like, you know, extract the stats from boots. And now I have 5 versatility mastery stat allocation gems. And I could turn those into a epic stat allocation gem. And now I could use that to craft really good boots. You know what I mean? Or I can make them exactly what I want. I can make like a very high item level pair of boots with that. You know what I mean? And I think they really are there. They just need to keep going with the... what are they even called? Do I have a profession? I don't. Well, I don't know what they're called, but they're like those things that you can use to make the gear more powerful. I don't know what they're even called, to be honest. But yeah, you know, they're like the things that you put in the gear and then it adds recipe difficulty, but also increases the item level. And there's the enchanted sparks or whatever. But that's not the type I'm talking about. Like, you know how there's ones from like world content for some reason? I think they're called like soul something or other right now. But yeah, you can go get those from world content and improve the gear. And so they're right there. They just need to now add that to Mythic Plus. And then, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. They could do a lot. They could do a lot with this. If I had the ability to just take, just like I did with Classic, like a private server. Oh, it's still dark because I have shade scale on, bro. It's like, how is it still dark? Anyway, if I can just take the Dragonflight or, you know, War Within and just turn it into a private server, dude, I would have... Oh, you have no idea how many crazy changes I would make, dude. I would go nuts. That would be... I would probably just take a month off streaming and just work on this shit. Because I have so many good ideas. So many ideas that would work in Classic, but require so... Like, they're just Dragonflight ideas brought to Classic, basically, that would require a ton of work to make work. Whereas just in Dragonflight, all Dragonflight needs is a couple pushes, right? And the War Within now. All Modern WoW needs is a few pushes in the right direction. Whereas, like, it would be turning the baseline back into greatness. Whereas everything else is outstanding. Whereas Classic has the baseline, great. But everything else is behind. You know? That's all we need. We would just need to merge the greatness of the baseline, meaning like leveling mattering more, being slower, being more dangerous. You know, we would take those concepts and add them to Dragonflight. And the number one way I would do that would be make it so I would just instantly make an item. This would be so freaking easy with the database that Dragonflight would have compared to Classic. I would just make an item that when you wear it, it allows you to take more damage. It's a customizable item. You could take up to as much damage as you want. Maybe make it into like a Mythic Plus like system like we talked about where, you know, you have to do certain things, demonstrate that you should be able to take 100% more damage, and then you can take 100%, then you can go 150, then 200, to the point where, you know, you can get down to 1 health, basically. Like, you will take 999% more damage from everything, meaning that any type of damage will one-shot you. Then you would do leveling challenges like that, right? Like, that scalable, customizable thing is something that's pretty much impossible in live WoW. Even naked, like we talked about this a ton with these leveling challenges, even naked, these are not difficult. They really are not. Like, you know what I mean? They're not what you would expect. They just, and the thing that sucks about naked is you just kill stuff so fucking slow. It's just not even really fun because it's not dangerous and you don't kill things that slow. It's really not even that slow. It's just like you're sitting there like, okay, I have no resources, so I'm just sitting here auto-attacking, and the mob's not killing me, but it's only going to kill me because I'm not killing it fast enough, you know? And that's kind of just like a worse Classic. So if we can just create good, like, all you need to fix this problem is make it so you can play a character with full power, but they just take way more damage. Just, you know, on top of everything else. Like one of those debuffs that make your character take 100% more damage, like there has been. I tried that in Classic and it worked out pretty well, but you know, I think in Dragonflight it's way cooler because like the classes actually have so many different tools to do fun stuff with. Like that's what I said about marksman. Like playing a marksman hunter. Look at these 2 treasures just sitting here. Playing a marksman hunter with the inability to take any 1 point of damage without dying would be like the most fucking fun thing ever. It would be the most fun thing I could ever imagine doing in WoW. Because they have enormous range. Oh, wow. And that's going to count, right? Because it's, yeah, warband now. Just randomly got a transmog I didn't have. Can I look at it, please? What the hell happened there? It was a hat, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it was. But anyway, yeah. So many opportunities here. So many good options to turn this game into the best leveling, the best it could possibly be. And to seriously, like, I mean, I have, like, Dark Souls level. Like, it would change the whole game. You would not look at WoW the same way if I was able to implement the systems. It would really be a mix of Dark Souls and Diablo. That would be, like, the way I would change it. Not, yeah, Dark Souls is a bad example to keep bringing up, but, like, not in the way that, like, every single thing is skill-based, but, like, in the way that classes that you play that way would be very, very, very rewarding. Like a good player who played this way would dominate the content. And then I think that's the thing that's missing in WoW right now. It's extremely easy to be mediocre. And now we're on to the max level conversation again. Like, yeah, man, it's a huge fucking issue in this game. Extremely easy to be mediocre. And a lot of people are able to become mediocre to such a degree that they're actually getting carried in hard content. I don't know what happened there. The mob just like lost the damage I dealt to him. It, like evaded, I guess. But yeah, the problem is existing at all levels of content, unfortunately. Even in Mythic Plus, even in like hierarchies, like there's a lot of people who just simply are, they look good, you know? They have stats, but they are not actually a good invite to the group. I'm just gonna keep going, man. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna be able to finish this in this episode, but I might try, to be honest. Get a little bit of a marathon episode in here, because I do want to try to finish this. I don't see it happening, but we're already 61. We're gonna be 61 after this quest, and I don't think I would need to leave here until at least another 40 minutes anyway, so maybe even a little bit later than that. The only problem is I still need to get like I got like a bunch of stuff sold on eBay, so I need to package up like 4 things before we leave. Okay, 61. But all these like reductive leveling challenges are there just to emulate that, and it sucks. Like I hate having to do this. I just got a new talent point, dude. There's like multiple things on the screen kind of trying to give me dopamine hits because I got a new talent point, you know? And here I am like, no, we can't. I can't allow the talent because then the leveling challenge won't be hard. And to be honest, like this is one of the best case scenarios of it, but it's still not hard. Like it's really not. That's why I said I want to try it naked, because I think it would be a lot more. I think this would really fit like the best case scenario of a leveling challenge. Rogue was it for a long time. I think I could still see Rogue being it. I haven't tried Rogue in a while. After playing Rogue in Classic, though, it makes me think like I don't know if I can go back. Rogue in Classic is just so much more authentic to what I like about Rogue. And I think it'd be easier to build a leveling challenge around a Rogue in Classic than it would be to have fun doing a leveling challenge on a Rogue in Live WoW. But if we were talking about a naked leveling challenge, a Rogue would probably still be the best option. Okay, that's another one of those fishing things. We don't care about those. They don't give experience. But I think this one is like the most interesting one, at least. Rogue was probably the one that had the most like likelihood of difficulty and skill combination. If you guys have never seen me do the Rogue, I did a Rogue in BFA. This was going to be the hardest. Like they won't match this because this was before all the changes to classes and before all the, you know, the talents and all this, the nerfing of the game, basically, even further with all this stuff. like before leveling, like it would have taken me like months to level this character to max level kind of thing. I did a, this was before the level squish. But anyway, I did a quest line in Thousand Needles that is still, I look at it, one of the hardest things I've ever done in any video game. It's like up there with like the Pokemon game now that I've been doing, because you have to get perfect luck and perfect skill. And it was like, whoa, I cannot believe this. And this is all because not only the leveling challenge, but because of the class I picked. Like, Rogue has so many tools and stuns and different options. Their ability to kite, their ability to do all these things, and they take monstrous damage when they're naked. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can guarantee I can kill these things, but I have to play really fucking well to do it. And that's what I meant about like the Dark Souls thing. Like, if you have that level of skill baked into your game, the game is now fun no matter what. Like, all these people, like, I just made a video on the main channel yesterday. I guess I'll probably publish this today at this point. No reason not to. And they are, a lot of well, not a lot, but a few comments were like, one person was basically like, I don't really agree with you, the game's boring because it's easy, is basically, from what I could tell, that was his point. I have no idea what his point was, but that seems like what he's saying. He's like, he can't enjoy, which is really a stupid thing to say, because I literally say the same thing he says, but just not negative. I basically said, like, the world content in the War Within is really engaging right now because it's so chill. That's pretty much what I said. Like, maybe I didn't express that clearly, but that's what I was saying. It's very nice to just do world, like right now. Like, I'm just fucking hanging out and playing WoW and talking, you know what I mean? This is why I like the game. Not everything has to be Mythic Plus, where you're wiping and getting farmed. It's enjoyable. And so he basically said, like, it's only enjoyable in the way that it frees you up mentally to enjoy something else, is what I think his major point was. Which I actually like, and I'm pretty sure I tried to say that. But regardless. So that is being said because there's nothing engaging him about the combat that he's in, right? Like, he's so used to doing Mythic Plus or something like that, probably, that he doesn't understand there's two modes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can just chill out and enjoy the game too. You don't have to be always in danger or playing at a competitive level to enjoy the game. And that's what I said to him. I was like, I feel bad for you because you've been sucked into WoW in a way that is now unrecognizable to the core purpose of the game. And it's not his fault. You know what I mean? Blizzard has basically designed the game to be this way, but it's sad because it means that you're only going to find enjoyment through these avenues. And I said to him, like, you know, your interest in the game is hanging on by a thread, and someday that thread will snap. Whereas my interest is deeply rooted. Like, you know, if they remove Mythic Plus, I got a million other things I can do. I could play this game for the rest of my life. I could play Dragonflight for the rest of my life, dude. There's so much fucking shit that I just didn't get to do in Dragonflight because of all the crazy shit that went on in my life in the last 2 years of Dragonflight. I could play this expansion for years to come before I have every achievement, everything that I wanted to get from Dragonflight, everything I wanted to do from Dragonflight. It's a doomsday clock. Like, it really is. Like, it's breaking case of emergency kind of content, you know? And this, I noticed this in Wrath of the Lich King. Because up until Wrath, I always played the game casually. And I never cared about, like, anything outside of progression. But, you know, Wrath was really when it became its biggest problem for me, because I basically skipped Wrath. Like, I only raided. I only cared about, like, I literally said, you know, somebody asked me if I wanted to do something. I remember this was like the launch week of Wrath. I don't even remember what got said, but somebody was like, do you want to do this? And I was like, does it give good experience? And they're like, no, it doesn't give any experience. I was like, then don't even ask me. Like, I was like, don't even think about bringing that up to me. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's the fucking launch, bro. This is exactly what we're going through in the War Within. Like, you know what I mean? This is exactly what we're doing in the War Within now. They're asking me to do something fun, and I was like, fuck you, I only care about experience. Now, this is different because back in Wrath, like, it was actually a lot longer process to level. I think it took like almost a week of like moderate, you know. It would have been like 5 or 6 days of you playing a moderate amount to get max level. But anyway, yeah, either way, it's just sad looking back at that, you know? It's very insular, very one-track minded, and then when the guild broke up in Wrath, I was like, oh, now what the fuck do I play this game for? You know what I mean? Like, that's really what my thought process was. I was going to quit the game. And so what I did was I recommitted myself to caring about the actual World of Warcraft, and I started playing the game for something other than endgame progression. I started leveling characters. I started exploring the world. You know, I started paying attention to the quests. And I felt like this, like at the time, I kind of tricked myself into why I was doing it. I was like, well, I built this badass PC at the time, like very, very high-end PC. It was like $1,000 back in 2007, which was a lot. So I built a $1,000 PC in 2007 to play this game and be a raider, because when I first started the guild, I was raiding on a laptop. There goes Shade Scale. But it's fine, let's stay like this for now. Actually, no, it's just too nice in the dark. I started on a laptop, and the laptop would get so hot, it would burn my legs. Like, I actually still have a mark on my leg from it, all these years later, 20 years later. Well, more like 15 years later. And so my parents were basically like, listen, you're not allowed to do this. Like, I was an adult, but they were still like, you're harming yourself. Like, this is not okay. So they pretty much forced me to get a proper computer to do it. Because I would just sit there with the laptop on my lap and play. And I still like that. I miss those days. But it's hard to do now. Because of like how many add-ons and shit you need to be able to play the game. But anyway, but so I built this badass computer, and I basically tricked myself into saying like, okay, listen, the only reason I'm doing this is because I have this awesome sound system, I have this awesome graphics card. I'm gonna get deep into it now. Like, it'd be stupid to have bought this computer and then like less than a year later not play the game anymore. That's the only reason I did it in my head. And I remember thinking that. I remember thinking like, what the fuck did I just spend $1,000 on? You know what I mean? And now now I'm not playing WoW anymore. Yeah. So luckily that happened, because if I didn't buy that computer, I probably wouldn't be playing WoW right now. I was ready to quit the game because of that feeling. That feeling that that commenter espoused as well. Where he said like, bro, this is shitty content, I don't care about it. When in reality, if you don't care about it, then you're probably just not playing right now. This is the launch. It's the most exciting time. And you're complaining about the content. Like, bro, this is the time to play it. They did it on purpose, you know what I mean? How did this all start? How did this conversation start? It started because I was saying that if the entire game featured end game difficulty and the content itself was secondary to the gameplay and to the rotation of your character and, you know, the actions that your character takes, you would never feel bored in this game ever. Like, tell me if Dark Souls, Elden Ring, really Elden Ring, we should just say Elden Ring from now on. If Elden Ring had the endgame systems that WoW had, would you still play WoW? Like, I think there's probably a lot of people who would say yes because of the art style and because of the lore and because of the characters that they built up. But I don't believe you. Honestly, like, I think you probably just have never played Elden Ring. Like, the combat and now a lot of the RPG systems, they're giving WoW a run for their money. It's basically still a single-player game. The biggest difference about it is you can do multiplayer now thanks to some mods. You can do a full multiplayer playthrough of Elden Ring, which is fucking insane. I've never done it because I don't have a single friend. But yeah, if I was ever going to do it, I think it'd be really, really fun. I talked about doing it with Harry. I think it'd be really funny. Oh yeah, and he sent me a message this morning. Let's watch it. He made a short. I have no idea why. Still making shorts on shit that happened before Mop Remix came out. Me and him played League a lot together at that point. Should we have lusted here? Forgot all about that spell. That's getting a hit, but think we'll be alright. But anyway, if basically, yeah, I'm just saying, like, if the WoW systems and the collection and everything about the game existed with the combat and the ingenuity of combat, like the crazy animations, the wild movesets, the hours of learning, like, you know, think about a WoW raid, right? A WoW raid takes you many, many hours to learn and then dozens of hours to execute. To the point where in coming of mastery of it is very, very impressive. Okay, like, yeah, to beat a raid boss is a prestigious thing. Now imagine if it was done like Elden Ring, where the movesets were fucking, like, it's just like WoW, where it's very hard, extremely difficult, but every single thing was skill based, and every single thing was, there's no like AoE healing. There's no, like, things that they use to prop up the, you know, mediocre parts of the combat. And what I mean by that is, like, how raid bosses will have, like, a ticking, stacking dot to make healing just not... So you can't just, like, go AFK in the middle of the fight as a healer, right? Like, that's how it would have worked in Classic.
Who might you be?
So imagine if those things didn't need to exist. Imagine if the combat was balls to the wall engaging. Every single mechanic thrown at you was dodgeable. And the best players were able to take 0 damage, including the tanks. Able to take 0... Well, that would be weird, but it would be hard to have tanks still in this version of the game. But regardless, imagine a way that you can make that, you know, however you want to imagine it. Imagine a way that you can make this happen.
The Autuk are the
Would you go back?
most loyal allies.
Why? Why would you go
Young ones
back?
must be educated, though,
It's just a really
like
weird...
younger Tuskar.
Like, once you see it, you realize, like, oh,
Play with the beasts.
this is the best version of an MMORPG that could ever exist. This is actually a really weird world quest, because I think it's hard to catch it if you land in the water. And then there were, you know, these, like... Okay, I got it. There's conversations about, like, oh, you know, this, like, pseudo-elitism, basically, right? The pseudo-elitism that you see in this game all the time, that just completely fucking goes away. Because then you don't have this bullshit about people parsing and these, like, tangentially interesting stats. Like, okay, yeah, sure, maybe the best players in the world getting a top parse on every parse, on every raid fight. Like, okay, that's impressive, I guess. But the people who are, like, whoring out the DPS to try to, like, fuck their team over just so they can get a better parse, that's not impressive. That's fucking, that's cannibalism. Like, nobody gives a shit about that in reality. They just give a shit about it because it's the only way that they can express their skill, their great skill, you know what I mean? But if there was a true skill metric, like, I took 0 damage on the fight, I dodged every single mechanic, people would have a lot to say about that, right? It's like that in Elden Ring. People do no-hit runs. They do a no-hit trilogy now. Well, it's not even a trilogy anymore. No-hit, like, every game, basically, I think. They beat Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, every game.
Really love you.
I'm sure. I haven't seen them do this, but I assume they do this now, because they did this with Dark Souls. Where they beat every single game with 0 damage taken. How can you get better? How can you prove that you're better at WoW? How can you prove that you're better at games than that? There's no way. Like, you can't be better at the game than that. That's fucking insane. And then when you get that good at it, then you turn that into a speed run. Right? Then now everything is about how skillful you are and how fast you are. What does that sound like? Sounds like Mythic Plus to me. Right? Because it's basically like that already at the top end. In order to be the best you possibly can be, you need to dodge every single thing you can dodge. But guess what people complain about all the time? One-shots. Unable to survive this. Or even the worst complaints, it one-shot me and I wasn't prepared to survive it. which is pretty much like mediocre players saying this, but still, it's got the same ring of problematicness that it would from a top player, where they're saying, I was prepared and I couldn't survive it. These players at the medium levels, like, you know, not 28, but 25, they're like, well, we can't possibly, you know, use our CDs well enough. We have to now switch specs to do this. I need to go Og Voker just to survive this kind of thing, you know? Anyway, that's where it's at. Like, you would be able to turn all of these conversations off. They would go away instantly. If you had the ability for the gameplay to instead be more about actual skill and mechanical prowess than just gear and numbers. Because that's effectively what's going on here. Like, you could act like switching to Og to blanket your health pool higher is some skill-based decision, but it's not. It's really not. Like, so many people get carried in that class anyway. That's a whole different discussion. But it's really not. It's just you using Blizzard's, you know, failure to balance the gameplay, failure to create skill-based gameplay. You're flipping it on its head against them. And that's WoW's brand of skill, to be honest. Like, you know, I could see why people get tricked into thinking it's skill, because this is the best you can do. Like, there's not really much you can do. The things are obviously dodgeable, like the things that are, and the things that aren't are not. And there's nothing you can really do. You can gear for avoidance, I guess. That's like the other modicum of, like, I'm skillful situation that you see in WoW. Alright, I don't even know how to do this quest without being able to kill that elite. I think there's one in this building too, right? I can't tell. They're channeling on something. It looks like it, but there's 3 mobs in there. And there's a chest. Did all 3 aggro? Yes. Keep the pet up at all costs. That one's a caster. That's definitely gonna die here. We can just feign off the others if we don't have the ability to keep the pet up. Looks like since the pet is not getting hit by both anymore, it's a lot easier now. That was kind of sketchy. Interrupt that last cast. Got feign that instantly. Bow's breaking. Yeah, this has got to be one, right? Or no? I don't know if this counts even. I feel like I just went on like this like drunken rant. I don't even know. I just like been ranting for like an hour and a half now. I look over at the recording. It's an hour and 40 minutes. The fuck is going on? I literally just been talking non-stop about shit that is not even related to the playthrough for an hour and 40 minutes. Okay, those ones give experience. Looks like I left something in there. Oh, another transmog. Wow. Damn. So is this gonna work? Nope. It's not even like lighting up. It's not even saying I'm doing it wrong. Maybe it's just because it's... Oh yeah, it does work. It's just not working on that. It's like a... Oh no. Wait, what? Oh, that's weird. It allows me to use it, but it's not giving me credit. I think it has to be those big things. I don't know what the difference is, but... Pretty much have to like land over here to be able to do this quest if you don't have the ability to kill that elite. Whew. See, it allows you to channel on these, but they don't count for some reason. I don't really understand that. You have to channel on these things that are the floating orbs. Alright, well, we're definitely not getting to 70 at this rate, so I'll probably just finish this quest and end the episode. We're gonna have to do another full episode, it looks like. Maybe. Oh, no. Luckily, the pet, like, didn't reach. That was really funny looking. Did you see what just happened? That was really funny looking. Wow. I attacked, so the pet automatically, like, attacked because I attacked. And he, like, popped sprint and started running over there. But then I feigned, and the mob just turned around, and the pet was just like, "Yeah, what? What you say? Huh?" Like, that's really funny. The pet's just standing there staring at the mob, but the mob's not interested anymore. That was really funny looking. This isn't one of those quests that's like without dragon riding. It's like, probably wouldn't even do this quest. There's so many enemies in this one small space, and they like seem to respawn like instantly because I guess there's only like 10 mobs that you can finish the quest off, so they have to.
Victory lies ahead.
It's really weird that you could channel on those consoles, but they don't give you anything. I need to clear my bags out too. Let me do that real quick.
I have many lucky.
You need to keep anything that can be worn just in case, because we're gonna need lots of loot to put on when we're done with the playthrough. I don't know that we're gonna need all of this stuff, but we'll keep it. Bags are gonna get a little filled up here. We don't have a lot of slots. Actually, I should probably start putting some of this stuff up here. And then just getting rid of like the fish and shit. Like we're not gonna be selling this stuff. I'll put this up here. That's probably everything that we'll get that we don't already have a slot for somewhere else. See, we still have these shitty bags, right? We're gonna keep getting pots, so that was stupid to sell those. Alright, and now we can put the gear in this sort of manner.
Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
Oh, didn't see you standing there.
Wait, what are we doing? Oh,
Looks like you could
up
all
here,
use
right?
some
I forgot about this.
There's a saying for
Oh, this is why, because now we have to channel on these things. A lot of times you can get away with not fighting these, but we'll just kill him. We'll hit 63 at the end of this, and then that'll be the end of the episode. And then we'll have one more episode. Hopefully it won't be like too short, but yeah, I don't think it really matters. One more episode to finish this up. Which I don't know when that'll come out now, because I don't know when I'll have I guess I'll have time to do it Tuesday morning. Just depends on the servers and how early I can get up, I guess. I wanted to finish this last week, but the maintenance constantly and I was not able to get up early enough to get a full, like, you know, I just didn't really have enough time in the mornings. And if it wasn't the holiday, I would be finishing it today, but since it's the holiday, I got stuff I need to do. Veterans Day, is that today? Memorial Day is the one in May, right? I can never remember. Then there's President's Day, but that's like not, I think like most people don't have that off for some reason. Just schools. And like federal buildings and stuff. The hell? Oh, that's weird. I never like took the time to like look around in this building. You can see that animation through the floor. It's really strange. Can we do this now? I think we can we? No. Oh yeah. Target needs to be in front of you. That's for the attack. Yeah, we can do that. Oh yeah, and then he's gonna spawn a mob too. I forgot about that. There's another one coming down the stairs. This area is really shitty for this type of playthrough. Alright, let's just heal up. Can we just feign that one? Yeah. Don't plan on killing that one, sorry. No, we don't have feign for this guy though. I don't know if it's better to just use steady shot to keep the slow on, or is it better to just use the global every... Probably better to just use the global every 5 seconds. Okay, there should be another mob up here, I think. Yes. Oh, what the hell is this? Is that the one we tried to skip? This is bad. Gonna have to wait, because if we pull threat, we're pretty much dead here. Nowhere to kite. Actually, at this point, I should just try to finish the quest and we can leave. Oh shit! I didn't think I was gonna take that kind of fall damage. I have the heal up. I need to like... I was gonna try to do it at the bottom, but I need to do that now, I guess. Alright. That's a good way to handle it. Hunter tactics. Alright, I'm gonna actually end it. Well, let's just try it. This shouldn't be too long, right?
Hello. Hello. Farewell.
I'm gonna end it here. I don't wanna do that, but I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna fly quickly back to Veldraken. Because I just want to see if there's any... Let me actually go as your archives even too. I just want to see if there's any progress on this problem, so I know. Because if not, then the last... It's just an optional part of the quest that we don't have done, so it keeps telling me to go back there. But if this is, you know, if there's still no Blue Dragonflight questline here, and there's still no Hunter... or a Tauren questline in Veldraken, then that means we're just the next episode we're just done. But if they are there, then that means we probably aren't done in the next episode. So I need to plan for that ahead of time. I mean, he's not even here. I don't know if that's because of the quest I have right now. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this quest real quick. I mean, we don't even... Yeah, and now he's back, you see? So let's hold shift.
Good to see you again.
I swear I saw him say something about blue dragons. I guess maybe it was just some kind of cutscene or something. I don't know. Alright, well that's that. Let's head quickly back to Veldraken just and see. It's a good place to log out anyway, I guess. I don't know that we can even get there at this rate. Kinda don't have any dragon riding charges. We're probably not even going to finish this zone, huh? I don't remember when I started. Oh, wait, we never killed this guy? Really? Okay, well, let's do that. Oh, we don't have a pet out. I'm really shocked at that. I only killed the other guy, I guess. This guy's hard, I think. Oh yeah, maybe is he just like hard? I swear I killed this guy. I thought I remember saying like I want to kill this guy now because, or did he reset on me or something like that? I don't remember. But I remember saying like I want to kill him now because I'm only gonna get weaker. Maybe that was in the last Hunter playthrough. That was probably the last Hunter playthrough. Nah, he's not doing shit. That's like dodgeable apparently. I think it would be. Very easy to keep him slowed. Any mob that has like those self-rooting abilities is always really nice to play against as a hunter. You can just kite him the whole way. Yeah, I think it was the other hunter playthrough. An enormous threat lead. The pet's never going to catch up at this rate, so I don't even need to feign, really. Just silly to even try it. We'll just keep kiting. Because I was thinking, like, oh, I got so much experience in this episode because I had turned all those quests in finally, but we only actually did the one. I don't know why I thought I did a bunch of them. Part of the Sojourner, part of the playthrough is to get every quest done with Hemet as well, which is not actually part of Sojourner. I guess like I guess the conversation about that is kind of irrelevant. Like the future is me making a rest of the experience guide for the zones I care about one way or the other. And then I will for sure know if I finished it. That's really the only way to know. Because the quests just don't show up otherwise. I gotta track down like every single quest in Dorne and see what it looks like. Anyway, now we have plenty of dragon riding resource things. What a fucking great sound, dude. It's hard. I really like Dorne, and I think a lot of that is like recency, you know what I mean? Like I've just honeymooned on this expansion so hard. Azure Vaults is always going to be the best, I think, though, man. Or Azure Span. It's just too good. It really is just too good. The music, the atmosphere. It feels like a very like low fantasy. It's actually, this is actually the perfect. Why are we going that way? This is actually the perfect setting to have as your like your starting point. You know, like how they did it with BFA after BFA was over. BFA was not a very good. Like they didn't. That wasn't the right choice. It worked out. Like it's fine. It's not like it's bad, but I mean it was definitely better than Legion or something like that. But like Dragonflight is like really like a low fantasy, like, or well, that's silly to say that, but it's like really like a not everything's a crisis, you know what I mean? Like things are just chill, and it's really perfect for that. And they're all like normal zones. Like I would say the same thing about the War Within, but the War Within is not like it's there's a lot more heaviness to it, and like the zones are not like that. They're like heavy as shit, you know what I mean? All right, yeah, still nothing here, so. That is it. Next episode will it definitely will be the end of the playthrough. Unless something dramatically goes wrong during the middle of the episode. And then hopefully I can finish this tomorrow or sometime before tomorrow, because I want to start streaming this on Wednesday. So we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one. Hope you enjoyed this wild, wacky video.